So, welcome back to the Coaching Collective podcast. Today, I'm joined by Jude and obviously Jerome Simpson. So, Jerome, if you want, you can jump in, tell us a little bit about yourself, give us a run through, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, sure. So, 29 years old, live in Sydney, wife, daughter, the whole lot. Been bodybuilding since maybe I was, I don't know, maybe midway through uni. So maybe like since 20, but obviously not knowing anything, just training, just doing, I guess, like the bro stuff, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
No leg training at all, obviously, just all push sessions.
Kind of sounds like that. There's hope for me, that means.
So yeah, so it started off with that. Then as the evolution of things start to progress, and then you kind of dive into like one area of like being more serious, and then that turned into you know um, trying to nail every other aspect, and then that turned into competing, and then or into like the natural federations, and then into IFBB, and then just the evolution of that has led me to where I'm at today. So,
When did you do your first show?
oh, I just finished uni, so 2017, I think.
So what's that? 8 years ago.
Eight years
21.
ago. So,
Fuck,
yeah,
that
and like
is.
I didn't have, I was just training at a small gym. I didn't even know what a coach was. I
Yeah.
didn't know it was a thing. I was just doing it myself, and I had someone that told me, "Hey, look, you should do this." So, and he was just kind of like helping me, I guess. Um, Condition was absolutely horrific. Like
Mm.
I'll just be honest. Like it was extremely bad. But it was just for the experience, and just to have a crack and see what it was about, and I really enjoyed it. And that's when it kind of just like stuck from there.
Yeah.
How'd you go?
Sorry, what was that?
How'd you go?
I can't even remember, to be honest. I think there was only like two people in my class, so I think I came first or a second last, if you want to call it that way. But yeah, I think it was like with INBA, maybe. I think it was what it was called.
Oh, so you did NBA back then. I feel like back then that
I
probably
don't. I'm so far from like the natural
yeah,
scene.
the
I
natural
don't
scene.
know.
Man, there's so many natural feds now. It's
I
insane.
know that there's ICN's pretty big, isn't it?
ICN, yeah, there's NBA,
Yeah.
WNBF. What
Oh
else?
yes.
Yes,
ANB.
IFBB.
Yeah,
Let me.
IFBB now.
IFBB now. True.
Yeah, that'll be a
Um,
good little. Hopefully, that's a good little show. That natural show.
yeah, I feel like I know a couple of guys that are natural, and they're like are pretty damn good, and I feel like they're like it's a good opportunity for them because I feel like they're too scared to and to go. Well, I wouldn't say scared, but I wouldn't say intimidated either. But I feel like I know if I put myself in their shoes, I would think it's just like unfair advantage. Like,
Yeah,
but that's just my opinion. But I don't know. But I think it'll be good.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. Hopefully, it is. Hopefully, they run it like they ran season C that just went. But I feel like at the same time, I don't know how big it's going to be because like I don't know many people. I haven't seen many people that are like all doing the IFBB natural shows.
I think it'll be a lot of bikini.
Yeah,
Um,
maybe.
it'll just be like a bikini show. I think.
Well, it wouldn't even surprise me if a lot of the natural girls that were doing bikini for the season A that just roll into that season B because what is it like 8 weeks? It's like 8 weeks or 10 weeks apart or
Yeah,
something.
like it's not that far.
Yeah,
You say that now. You say that outside of prep and
yeah, I
inside
know.
of
You're like, oh,
it's
it's not
not
too bad.
8 years.
Yeah. So obviously you won. Congratulations on winning the Sydney show. So you won the overall
Yeah,
there.
thank
Did you end up seeing the pro card and where you placed at nationals? The pro
So,
card, in that lineup.
and
See
what
if
do you mean?
I'll see
Sorry.
if I can find it anyway. In the open class.
Wait, so are you saying that and was like compared to the
Yeah,
pro
the
card?
overall the well
Oh, okay. No, so
like in your
I
open
didn't get a
class.
chance to stand next to James, unfortunately, because
Oh
um,
yeah, because he was a short class, wasn't he?
yeah, so he was under
Yeah.
90, I think, or
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you know if you came second to Dimmy?
Yeah. So I came second to Jimmy in the supers.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for the
Feedback.
no. So I got feedback, but for the scoring, I heard it was
Right.
extremely close. And when you look at it like in a logical sense, it's apples oranges. Shorter, more dense, more blockier.
Yeah.
Um, more, I guess, pound per inch, I
Mm.
guess, compared to a taller individual, long limbs, more aesthetic, small waist kind of. So it's like it's two different looks. So I feel
Yeah.
like you're either on this side of the field or this side of the field. So a splitting decision, but
Yeah.
I thought it was a really good outcome. I couldn't be happier. Obviously, yeah, everyone's there to win, but
Mm.
that's out of my control. I did everything I said that I was going to do, and I did it. I
Yeah.
exceeded my own expectation. I hope I did the same for everybody else that was in my corner and made them proud. So, especially all of the new people in my group, which I'm sure we'll touch base on. So yeah, that was kind of like the main goal of the qual. I mean, sorry, of the nationals. But yeah, I did go into that thinking that I was actually going to win.
Yeah. Do you do you feel like was there ever thoughts to go and do another pro qualifier? Like were you thinking of doing Korea or anything like that?
Yeah, so the original plan was if I didn't go ahead in if nationals wasn't successful, I was that determined and I was that focused and I was that I was going to win.
Mm.
And when it didn't happen, I was I've talked about this before, like when I've talked about on YouTube and whatnot. Sorry, let's turn down this
That's
version
all right.
here.
That's all right.
I've talked about like just trying to get better each time you do something. So each time I've competed and it's not the result that I want, I've kind of looked at it a bit differently and kind of it was more negative than a positive. So
Mhm.
really tried hard to transition that to a more positive um, outcome.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You know, yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, I was going to do South Korea, but then after we linked up with Matt and whatnot, it kind of just like he just made it clear that it doesn't do any benefit for us. Like there's
Mm.
no beneficial aspect of it if I win or if I don't win.
Yeah.
There really wasn't. So that's why we just decided just like it's just not really worth it.
Yeah, look, I feel like, and we did a podcast with Dom Gordiello that came second to Kyle that won the pro card in Classic. And said the same thing to him when we were talking about it, and it was like, it was Ben Chow that mentioned it's like you can go win your pro card, you can chase your pro card in Korea, right? For example, if you really wanted to, but like, what's the difference if you take a year off to win your pro card? Because it's like you're not going to win that pro card, go into a pro lineup and fucking take out a pro lineup, right? So
Exactly.
you may as well just take a year off. In a year's time, you're going to be better anyway. And if you win the pro card better, then maybe there is that small chance that you go into a pro lineup and you actually are competitive.
Spot on, spot on. So like I was so focused on the outcome um, that like it had to be done, it had to be done. But in reality, it's and just like you said, it's everyone just needs more time, and the South Korea just takes away the time that I need. So
Yeah.
I think South Korea, what was it now? The time team. So South Korea's in like
I think it's
a
next,
week.
yeah, I think it's next weekend.
Yeah, so like I pretty much almost finished my health phase. So I'm ready to go.
Yeah,
So
right.
that's just 6 weeks that I would have had to push back if I didn't get it or if I did get it. And
Yeah.
then plus like I feel like it was a good package that I brought, but like I want to be able to be like on people to be like, well, like that's something special. Like that deserves to be in like like in a pro show, and that's
Yeah.
where I want to be. Like that's the end goal. I want to be in the mix. I really
Mm.
want to be in the mix, and I've expressed that to Matt, and he truly believes that I can. And I've
Mm.
never had someone believe in me so much,
Yeah.
and can explain why. Look at all the strong points, all these different aspects. So, like that's and then when we had that talk, that was kind of like my very quick shift in mindset of, all right, like I'm always about progression and improving, but now it's just like, all right, like let's improve, let's make serious improvements, and like going back to what I said before about like a self assessment. I always like to self assess myself, but it's not every day, but maybe like every couple of weeks or every couple of months. But looking back at the last kind of improvement season, I definitely made huge improvements, and everyone that helped me there, like my previous coach, friends, family, everyone there that helped me in some way, shape, or form, like I definitely couldn't have done it without them. Um, and I did make huge improvements, but now, like looking back, it's just like that was a piece of piss. Like that's shocking in comparison to what I'm going to do and what I've already been doing the past couple of weeks now.
Yeah.
Or just time.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. I watched your YouTube video and how you were talking
Oh,
about
thank
that.
you.
It's like you're going, yeah, 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 yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, keep up with everything, mate. Don't worry. Um, it's just one of those things as well. It's like even obviously from me working with Matt, it's like you realize I feel like his outlook on everything is very much. I feel like some people might see it as a negative, but he's very foresight. Like he's looking into the future. He's never looking at like
Mm.
realistically like the right now. He'll be like, if we do this, it's gonna benefit the future. It's not like we're doing this to make it better now.
Yeah, and I feel like that's kind of rare because well, especially for me, because like, yeah, I don't really. I like to look at the outcome. Like, yeah, I've got my goal and whatnot in terms of life, bodybuilding, friends, world, all that stuff. But like, in terms of like bodybuilding, like it's just all about like, what am I doing today? I'm
Mm,
training. I've got my meals. I've got my cardio. All right, let's smash it. It's not really like, unless it's like a contest prep season or like,
yeah.
it's not really like I'm looking quite far down the road. Yeah,
Mm,
if I've got a goal or like if a show's coming up, I'm like, yeah, like I'm looking towards that. But I'm not looking really past that.
hmm
So it's really like a mind opener when someone brings that forward to you, and
yeah.
it's opens like a can of worms
Yeah.
in your
How
mind.
did you how did everything go about with obviously getting on board with Matt? Because obviously, you've said it and we've said it before and you just said it before as well. Like you were obviously with a coach for that. And you went with Matt for the New South Wales show, were you? No.
No, so I was with Adam and Mackie,
Yeah.
and we had a really good run. He taught me a lot. I learned a lot. Um, but I won't go too much into it.
Yeah,
But
you don't have to
just
anyway.
and things just didn't line up really.
Yeah.
We're just two very different people, and that's
Yeah.
completely fair. And I don't have any bad blood or anything like that. Like I've always respected him. I've always held him to like he was always I classified him as a mentor, as someone I looked up to,
Yeah.
and I learned a lot, and I'm super thankful for that.
Yeah. And
So anyway, after that, kind of, I was I was absolutely just I've never been like so let down and so like I shouldn't say sad, but like shocked almost like that this is happening. Yeah, I understand anything can happen at any time, but like right now, like seriously, like
mm,
I always like this saying, like when how does it go? When there's a possibility of something going bad, it will always go bad at like the worst possible time,
mm,
and it pretty much did. It pretty much did. So I was speaking to the wife. Like I had a few, like I was like thinking, should I go with Matt? Should I go with this person? Like, what do I want to do? And then the more people I spoke to about Matt, um, the more I realized, like this is going to be something special. Like this is someone that I really want on my team. So then we just kind of reached out and like we started like talking, just like the small chat,
yeah.
um, a few weeks prior, and then we started talking. I kind of told him what the go was, and like the dude's just incredible. Like for someone to help me in that scenario, to put him under that pressure and bring me in better in every aspect and kind of change my whole mindset, my everything really like in like less than like 2 weeks was just like seriously incredible. Like I couldn't believe it, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know, more conditioned, heavier, fuller, less drugs, a boatload less drugs,
Yeah.
and just a huge, like a much better a package. There was no sweating on stage. That was a huge thing. I didn't
Mm,
sweat one drop. Um, Posing was like everything was better. So yeah, I'm just beyond thankful that he he wanted like we that we linked up, and like I'm someone that's very loyal. Like I said to him, like one of the first phone call we had was like an hour and a half or something like ridiculous, and I'm like, to show that I'm loyal, I'll pay like 5 years up front for you, like right now, like
mm,
I'm loyal, like I want this to
yeah.
work. And I remember he saying to me, he's just like, how can I repay you? Like, how can I show that like I'm here for long term? He's just like, I just want you to do your best. And when he said that, I'm like, well,
Done.
it's on, it's done,
Yeah.
done.
Match.
Say no more. Match. And like ever since then, like before it was like I'm gonna like before when I walk into the gym or like when I've got like a show coming up, it's just like, all right, I'm gonna like obviously like the competitive nature. You're like, all right, I'm I'm gonna kick this person's ass. I know they're doing the show. I'm gonna dominate. I'm gonna do this. And it's very kind of like not egotistical, but like very um, not confronting either, but very, I don't know what the word is.
You have to be like that though.
Yeah, it's very like a dominating, I guess you were trying to
Yeah.
say. But then it turned into like the forefront picture was all right. I'm not letting Matt down.
Yeah.
I can't let Matt down. And I've told him that so many times. I said, for as long as like we work together and it will be forever, like that's the forefront of my mind. It's like you've done so much for me in such a short period of time, more than anybody has in this space. I'm not letting you down at all. I'm going to do
Mm.
everything to my best of ability to represent you and me because there's no one that's done that for me before.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of like the whole kind of like backstory of that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's yeah, he's very good like that. Like I do find that he often does just want like the best out of you more than anything. Like I feel like he's very selfless in that sense. Like he doesn't really care about, and you know what you can tell. And the one thing that I say often to people is that you can tell that he's not very like he doesn't really care about people. He doesn't care if you like if you don't do well, he's not going to be like, oh shit, like fuck, you didn't do well. Like he just wants you to
Yeah,
do, he just wants you to be happy with the result, I guess, more than anything. And
yeah,
again, like that's where it leads back to like you can even tell by social media. Like you never see his face on it. You know how
yeah,
most coaches and like I'm one for it as well. It's like we hammer posting about like our clients and us and whatever, right? Because like at the end of the day, when you're trying to drive more business, like that's sort of what you
yeah.
have to do. But
Absolutely,
he's
sure.
just very much like let the results do the talking. I'm not going to post about as much, like
100%.
and just
And
story as well.
he really takes it to heart. Like we all went out for dinner. You know, all of the boys just from like my gym who came down. There's maybe like 20 of us.
Mm.
Um, and like I kept on asking, I'm like, bro, like, are you able to come out? Like, I want to celebrate with you. You know, I want to show my appreciation. And it was just, and he was like, nah, like I need. He called me and he's just like, I need my time to like reflect
Yeah.
because it's like it it's a team effort. And
Mm.
when he said that, I'm like, damn, bro, like
Yeah, he takes to heart.
he takes it to I'm like, can this guy seriously be any more genuine? Like,
Yeah.
I
It's like he needs to
honestly couldn't believe
reassess.
it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I totally respect that. Like, I actually, that's the first time I've ever had someone say that to me
Mm.
in that scenario. And I was like, fully respect it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like that's you don't ever hear that.
Yeah.
You
No.
don't you don't ever hear that.
No. I feel like it just, yeah, it just shows how much, like, I guess he cares at the end of the day for it as well.
Exactly, exactly. But I couldn't be happier. Couldn't be more excited. Couldn't be more determined. Couldn't be any adjective that you can describe or think of. I couldn't be more than.
Yeah. Going back a little bit, obviously just more to getting to know you as well. What was the main thing that got you into bodybuilding? Because everybody, I feel like everyone that competes or does bodybuilding always has some form of like backstory. It's like, I was playing this sport at a high level and I broke my leg and then couldn't play it. Like, you know what I mean?
It's actually funny because I'm quite the opposite. Like I never really had like a reason. Like I always liked being physically fit, and I was always like big, but like I'm quite a big boned person.
Mm.
So throughout high school, I was always kind of like on the bigger side, and then through like high school sports, you know, you get into like gym and whatnot, and then did that on and off, and then I'm very I'm very well, I don't know how to describe it. Like if I've got if an idea pops into my head, I'm gonna do it.
Mm.
Like a couple of years ago, I woke up, I want a motorbike. I went and bought a motorbike. Like I never do that now, but like when I get an idea, I just stick to it. I'm like, I want to go to the gym. So then that's literally how it started.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, as I said, like an evolution of how that progressed from being a gym newbie to, you know, just training chest only to basically where I'm at now.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's just it's funny because I feel like most bodybuilders do have some just random story. What do you reckon, Jude?
Yeah, I have everyone's got a story.
Yeah. I
Most
say that as
bodybuilders.
well. I say that as well, and I don't even reckon I have a story. So
Oh, really? You have no thing that like brought you into the gym? You just started training?
yeah, I just started training. I reckon I started training because my family was training. But then getting into bodybuilding, it was because we're in lockdown. and I was bored, and I was like, oh, maybe. And then my brother was like, maybe we can do a show, and I was like, yeah, why not?
Bro, that lockdown period was horrific. Like, because it was me and my wife, and I was prepping for a NABBA show in 2020, and we were both prepping for it. And then she fell pregnant, so she didn't compete, and then I continued and did the show. Then after, like 2 weeks later, they announced the first lockdown.
Yeah.
Like, such a horrible time for like everyone. Like
Mm.
her not being able to see her family, us not being able to train, because like that was our thing before, and before we had Avo, it was just we would train together, we'd do everything together. Everything was gym related. Now it's not so much like that anymore. Having like a little girl, but yeah, that was such like when you look back at it, you're like, fuck, did we really go through that?
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Like, like looking back now, you're like, and then even if you looked in the future, like prior to that, you're like, nah, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, there's no way.
Because I wasn't Melbourne like the most locked down
Yeah, we
Pacific.
were fucked.
Good,
It was
stupid.
fucked. I was lucky. I had gym equipment in the backyard.
Oh, that's all
How did you go about training, Jerome?
right. I didn't really have. I had like a tiny barbell from like I swear from like the 70s that like I found in the garage. I had two 20 kilo plates and then adjustable dumbbells. And I remember like I put like I was just, so I would walk to like we would walk to my grandma's who's up the road because we live in an apartment. I'll be training in a front driveway, and I was doing like single arm dumbbell press with like no warm up, just like two 20 kilo plates. And I'm like, fuck you, Gladys. You fucking wait until this is all done and dusted. Just for like the New South Wales Premier at the time. I'm plotting like a huge
Revenge.
like in my head. I'm gonna fuck everyone up. I'm gonna do this.
How far into prep were you at this point?
And so this was after prep.
Oh, this is
So
after prep.
so you can imagine like the rebound was just horrific. Like just
Yeah.
turned to a pile of nothing.
Yeah.
And that went downhill very quickly. And then yeah, that was,
So
yeah, that
was this season, have you competed, did you compete between that 2020, 2021 and this season?
yeah. So I don't know how many shows I've done. So I've done. So that 2020 show, that was the first time that I wanted to be like a super heavyweight. But I was with NABBA.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't in condition at all,
Mm-hmm.
but it's that's a different story. Then, and then that was 2020, and then 2023 season. That's when I did the first super heavyweight season 8 2023, and then this one most recently. So I think I've done maybe like I don't know, like 7, 8 shows maybe.
Oh yeah.
There's a few. Like
Yeah.
and maybe so 2017 I did 2018, I did 2019, 2020, 2023, and then 2025.
Okay. And you're looking at doing season C 26, right?
That's what Matt wants me to do, but we haven't had a
Sit down formal
like a
discussion.
like well we've talked. Well, we talked about it on the onboarding process and like well bro, like we can just talk 3.5 hours. We just talked.
Yep.
Fuck, that went by so quick.
It was the same as me. I'll never forget my consult with him. It ended up being like a 2 hour call. And it was like,
Yeah,
he did it with me at like 8 o'clock at night. And it was like,
yeah.
10. I was like, look, bro, I'm normally in bed an hour ago.
Legit, like I'm thinking, fuck, I've got like 5,000 steps here. I've got like 2 meals to do. Well, like I need to give him like my full concentration. So I'm walking outside and I'm eating my meals. I'm talking to him. I'm trying to write everything down. Um, yeah. So yeah,
So
look,
season C.
yeah. So I think he wants me to do season C, but like I said to him, look, because like he originally said, look, if you can add, like if you had a 10 kilos to where you're at now, and I weighed in, I think Wayne was like, I can't remember, 117, I think it was.
Yeah.
If I had 10 kilos of that and be leaner. So now I
Wait, so
weighed in
he
at
wants you he wants you like 125 on stage.
yeah.
Fucking hell.
And like that's what I'm like. And then if I add that to the right areas, I think that's very achievable,
Yeah.
but also very. I think that can do that look on me. It probably still isn't enough.
Yeah.
Because of the
Yeah, you are
frame.
very tall.
Yeah, but like I think that's a pretty good move in the right direction to be able to stand up with some of like smaller pro show.
Hmm.
But obviously, I'm thinking I'm getting way ahead of myself. There's obviously like a lot more steps to
Yeah.
accomplish and to and all that first. But yeah, so and like and we're joking around. And he's just like, and then this conversation came up, and he's like, "Oh, you need another 5 kilos, and then you'll be big." And I'm like, "Oh, I was thinking more like 10 plus." And then somehow we got into the conversation of season C next year. I'm like, "What?" Like I was like, "What?" And then like my head just exploded. Then went into like a can of worms, and then he's me overthinking, and then like, oh, this that, because I'm a very anxious, and like once I think about something, it just like stays in my mind.
Yeah.
But I was expecting him to say like 2 3 years, to be honest, for like another 10 kilos. But like I truly believe. So I competed at nationals 110.5 in 2023,
Yeah.
and I competed this time round at like 117.5
Yeah.
or 117.3, whatever it was.
Sharper
And
this
I
time
was
around.
and I was and I was in better condition,
Yeah.
and I was bigger. So I mean, look, I'd be happy to say like that's at least 10
Mm.
kilos
Yeah.
in 2 years. So I think with a better environment, more accurate training, higher intensity training for a longer period of time, and just like the ability to like channel like all those things I talked about at the forefront of my mind.
Mm.
And with his training methodologies and PEDs and being able to push. So that was the one thing. Like, I don't know if we talk about drugs or
Yeah.
whatnot.
Go for it.
So like, I've never used more than 1.9 grams total in a push phase. Which I look me. I'm not a gearhead, but I understand that to be at like the top, to be able to to be where I want to be, not using less than 2 grams.
Yeah.
And I've expressed that in the past to previous coaches. Like I wanna be there. Like I'm okay to take risks as long as I'm healthy, but like I think we need to push, and it was just a
Yeah.
constant. No, no,
Yeah.
no, stupid. It's not happening. No, it's just a waste.
Mm.
I'm like, well, that was kind of like what I talked about, like just the goals don't line up and whatnot. But so I'm excited because he's going to hit me safe. My blood pressure is the best it's ever been at this weight. Like, and
Yeah.
we haven't even done it. Like, it's just so all these different variables that he wants me to check my health and all these other things. So getting all the appropriate scans done. So yeah, just being able to being exposed to more. I think I think I can definitely achieve it in the time frame that he says.
Mm.
I really do. Like, 121.5 this morning, and my striation is still on my glutes. Like, there's no issues. So
Yeah.
I'm I think he wants me at 140 this off season, so that'll be that'll be fun. That'll be fun.
140 is heavy.
That is heavy.
100 like 300. I got to 300 last time. That fucking sucked. That really sucks. And I stayed there for a good 12 months.
That's
That
insane.
sucked. Yeah.
It's
Just
funny. No one,
practically
no.
immobile. Practically
Yeah.
immobile.
Yeah. Fuck. It'd be like walking up and down the stairs to kill you.
Yeah.
Thank
I
God for
couldn't walk
updating.
more than like 2 minutes without my lower back just caving in. Like,
It's funny because anyone listening to that to hear you say that you're doing like you've never done more than 2 grams of gear would no one would believe that.
well, like I'm straight up honest, and like I don't bullshit.
Mm.
At the end of prep, yeah, like things got a bit out of
Yeah.
control, and that's where I was like, like using 240 milligrams of Anadrol a day, like, oh, okay, but okay,
That's
sure, like,
fucked.
yeah,
It's
it
like, all right,
works.
I'll do
I'll
it.
tell you it works. But look, you have someone in your corner, whether you think it's right or wrong, like you trust what they say, so you do it. And we're all the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the most in a push phase was 1.9 up, is 1.9. And like, if I've gotten to being able to be 117 on stage using that, and being at like, let's just say, I thought was very high expectation here. If I can use more and be at a higher concentration level, focus, training methodologies, all different, I think I'm gonna. I think, or I'm confident, and I know that I will.
Can be
I'll
better.
far exceed that, and I'm certain I will.
Yeah.
I'm certain.
Yeah. It's. I feel like as well. I think, like you said, environment. I feel like is a little bit of everything as well.
Yeah, like
Who you're
even
surrounded
so,
by, who's in your circle.
the environment was huge. Like we didn't really like like we reduced the load and like whatnot over those few weeks. But just the stress level, I had no stress, and I just kept on getting better and better and better. And it's like I said to him, like, why is this happening? He goes, it's the environment. And I was like, yeah. So exactly what you said. It's crazy what just the environment can do.
It was
So,
like
like,
with bodybuilding, like every day there's so many like little things that need to be done. If you don't have trust like in your coach, like what's gonna make you want to get out of bed and do all these things every day if you're so stressed and not thinking like, okay, fuck, this guy knows what he's talking about, or I don't have confidence in him. So why would you want to get up and do all these little things? Like with Matt now, it's like you have no issue getting up and doing whatever it takes and not
well,
having that
it's not
as
so
well.
much. I fully trusted anyone that's in my circle. I fully trust. Like, there's no issues with trust at all. You say jump, I say how high. It doesn't matter if it's with old mate down the road or someone else. It doesn't matter. It was just more around like the other variables of just um, a happy environment, I guess you would say. Okay.
Yeah.
So I just feel happy.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm really enjoying it now. Like I'm happy.
And I feel
So
like
yeah,
that's probably the most important thing. I feel like you've got to enjoy the process. You've got to enjoy every step of the way. A lot of people do. I don't know. There's a few people that hate the off season. There's a few people that love it as well. What are you? What side of the fence are you on?
um, I enjoy all of it, but there's certain areas there.
You don't like?
Grass is greener on the other. The grass isn't greener on the other side,
Yeah.
or however the saying is. When you're pushing down 7,500 calories, you're like, I can't wait to be able to prep, and then you're back in prep, you're like, I can't wait to be at 7,500 calories. So it's yeah, like I've learned to enjoy all aspects. And one term that like stuck with me that someone said to me last prep was just embrace the suck, and I had never heard of it until then.
Yeah.
But like it stuck with me and really um, translates everything. Like it's not forever. I choose to do this. If I don't want to do it, then I can pull out at any time. No
Yeah.
one's got to my head. But like I love it that much, and it's created, it's formed who I am. So I'm not going to damn stop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's so true as well. I feel like, and like you said, it's like no one's got a gun to your head in prep. It's like when the people, it's nothing worse. Like one thing that I always used to do when I was in prep, it's like I'd always sit there occasionally and like I never really vocalize how much, like how tired I was or how shit I felt or whatever. Like I'd internally do it because I'd be like, fuck, I'm so exhausted. But then same thing, I'd always draw back to like, I'm the only reason I'm doing this. Like no
Yeah,
one else is making me do this, so why can I complain? And then you get so many people that are in prep and they sit there and they bitch and moan. It's like I'm hungry, I'm tired. It's like you can pull out whenever you want. Like you
for
don't have to
sure,
be doing this. No one's making you do this.
for sure. And I think last time I competed, it was I was talking about like the self assessing and yeah, like I was more of a complainer last time.
Yeah.
But like I understand why I was complaining. At 8 weeks out, 20,000 steps. Food's less than 2.5K. For weeks on end. Yeah, I think you're going by the end of it, you're pretty much on death's doorstep. If you saw photos of me, like 2 weeks out, a week out, you'd be like, yeah, fuck, and this guy's on meth or something like proper,
20
proper,
wild.
proper. Like, look, like I was nothing. I was just bone basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
So look, I understand it, but now look, that prep was a lot better in kind of just acknowledging, all those things that we've talked about, and it's important. Like I get so apologetic when I'm like, oh look, sorry, like I don't want to complain, and then my partner's like, no, like it's understandable,
Yeah.
like, and she used to compete too and whatnot, but I just feel bad, like this prep I felt bad, kind of like saying that, like, oh, look, I feel tired. I'm sorry if I'm cranky or if I'm hungry.
Mm.
But like I've learned, like it's just like everyone in the circle knows.
How do you find being when you are in prep? Because I feel like this is a good one. Because I sort of look back and we've probably had people on the podcast before that have been dads as well as like been through a prep and things like that. But did you find that it made anything more difficult? Do you find it makes things even easier maybe because you got a little bit more of a distraction?
Um, Not really, because I treat the off season like a prep.
Yeah.
I'm that guy. I'm that guy measuring like the 2 grams of light salt on like a mini scale when we're at a restaurant. So,
Maybe that's the difference between me being a good bodybuilder and me not being
no,
a bodybuilder.
like I'm just really like anal about that stuff, and that's
Mm,
something that I've talked to Matt about. Like I want to improve, and like I've told my partner that I want to improve over the past couple of years, but it hasn't really improved that much. But I'm really trying to just be a bit more at ease
mm,
at this time around. But going back to your question, look, I'm super fortunate. I'm always super thankful, and I don't tell my wife enough. Um, she takes on like a lot of the load, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I wouldn't be here without her.
yeah.
Because she definitely takes a lot of the load. Um, so yeah, I'm super thankful for that. But look, I get agitated and I get frustrated so much more easily, and even now I'm still getting frustrated, and
Yeah.
I I react rather than being, all right. I'm getting better at like being proactive. I'm like, all right, Jerome, I can feel, kind of get a bit frustrated, just take a step back, and I am 100%. I'm getting better, and like
Yeah.
like the self-assessing and learning and whatnot. But yeah, I definitely get frustrated.
Mm. Yeah,
Like,
I can imagine. I can't imagine like prepping with a child being too easy because I feel like at the same time it's like the thing with bodybuilding, it's very hard because it is very selfish at the end of the day. Like it's something that it's like, you might be doing something and you're like, oh, can you do this for me? It's like, no, I have to get my steps, or no, I have to do my cardio, or no, I have to get to the gym because it is very much that's what it is. Like that's what it needs to be. Like all these variables need to be hit, right? So like I guess having a kid, you sort of sit there and it's like you obviously got to give time to them too, I think.
yeah, for sure. And I do try my best, and like a lot of the time, I just need to step up more, to be
Yeah.
honest, and,
Yeah, I
and
like
just
the
get.
idea. I like what you said as well. It's like you got to stop being a little bit more reactive as well when you get like frustrated and things like that. Because I think that's a big one too. Like a lot of people used to, and like I'm probably in the same boat. It's not even. It's just even in general whether I'm in prep or not. It's like sometimes I have to sit there and stop, and you have to be like, all right, I'm frustrated, but it's like, why? What's frustrating me right now?
Yeah, I
This is
said this
what
to a
happened.
client
What's it?
the other day. He's like deep in a dieting phase. Like, man, like I'm snapping at everyone at work. I'm angry. He's like, what do I do? And I'm like, just the next time you get angry, just give yourself 3 seconds, or even 5 seconds. Just think, like, is it actually worth getting so
Yeah,
angry about this, or is it just because I'm hungry, or just because I'm maybe using a few things I shouldn't? And then see if you're still gonna like crack the same way. And then you mess back 2 days later, like, bro, actually that kind of works. Well,
yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, for sure. I find that easier. Like me saying that is a lot easier said than done. Like I still struggle to actually
Yeah.
implement,
yeah,
like techniques or whatever you want to call them, because yeah, I just find it like just really difficult. But at the same, like but when I do them, I'm like, yeah, okay, look, it wasn't that bad, and I find just communicating that is just huge.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. Communication is important, even with just like partners in prep and things like that too.
Yeah, for
Sometimes
sure.
you
And
got to tell them it's like, hey, I'm feeling pretty shit today. Like,
yeah, yeah,
like
exactly.
I
And
need you to give me a break.
I've always been like one to like, well, like, why don't you know? Like, you should
Mm,
know. Kind of
mm,
like, you should be
yeah,
able to read my mind.
yeah,
But like, real, we're not mind readers, you know.
yeah.
It doesn't matter like who it is
Like, can't you tell?
or
Can't you tell I feel like shit?
yeah, exactly. So like, yeah, communication is huge.
Yeah,
Is huge.
no, that's good. All right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump into a little bit of lightning round. I think this is something that we're gonna try and bring into our
God,
podcasts a little bit.
it's it's too early for this stuff. God damn
Nah,
it.
lightning round's easy. It's easy.
All
It's easy.
right.
So
Okay.
what we'll do is favorite and least favorite training session. So like obviously muscle group.
Well,
This
I'm
is the
going to go
best
down a
because it
rabbit
always
hole.
gets them on
I'm
the
going
spot.
to go down a
Always on the
rabbit hole. But I
spot.
guess
It's
this is
great.
a serious question. Okay, okay. I hate training arms. I reckon arms are shit.
Oh,
That's
me and
why.
Jude, me and Jude said that in the last one we did as well.
Yeah.
I
Arms.
fuck training arms.
Sucks.
And favorite legs.
Legs. No.
Yeah, I love trying. I love throwing. I love digging myself a hole.
I reckon someone truly loves bodybuilding when they say legs is their favorite session to train.
But I
Yeah.
still have legs, so they're like, like clearly, like, it's not working for
Oh,
me.
that's good. That's good news then, because it's my least favorite to train other than arms, and my legs are still shit, so it doesn't change anything that means. Favorite bodybuilder of all time. You can give me up to three if you want.
Of all time.
The hard question.
It is
Last
a hard
time,
It,
question.
it really is because like
Is it like
I
personality?
can't
Is it
name them
physique?
like right now, but if I saw photos, like I it's like a domino effect. I'll see one. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, this and that. But I'll probably say that there's more from like early 2000, like early 90s rather than now.
Yeah.
But a favorite like all rounder like right now, I really like the Brett Wilkin and like the Martin Fitzwater kind of like combo going on.
Yeah.
But however, back in the day, like a Paul Dillette
Yeah.
or um, I
Paul
really,
Dillon was good back in the day.
yeah,
Prime Paul
like
Dillon.
there's so many good guys back then. Like yeah, like Paul Dillette, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
I
hard. I feel like it's like
want to be a freak. I want to be a freak. I want to be a
yeah.
freak.
You know what though? I feel like often your favorite bodybuilder is someone that like structurally is similar to you, and that's who your favorite
Yeah,
bodybuilder ends up being.
yeah. I agree. I agree. But
Yeah.
he did have a horrific back.
Yeah.
It, it was all arms for him.
It's true though. And it's
Yeah.
fun. It's funny as well because like you look at like you're like oh fuck it's like you just want good arms or whatever it is anyway and then it's like your least favorite thing to train. It's like me. I'm always like fuck I wish my arms were better but I hate training arms.
Well, you know what? Arms is a priority, right?
Yeah.
They're fucking 21 inches. I like and they're classified on me as a weak area. So there you go.
So did
Like,
you
so
on
you're
that topic? What did they tell you that you needed? Did they tell you anything that you needed to change after nationals? Like what needed to be
no,
better?
it was just kind of obviously like legs are always a priority, like always number one priority.
Yeah.
But I think just like certain shots, like I think arms are definitely something like in like the front double, they could be round, especially like the long head of the tricep, and
Hmm.
also in the side chest long head, like the very flat in comparison to the rear delt.
Yeah.
Um, Side tricep, they're not too bad, but again, it's like that long head that just needs more, you know.
That's
So how Matt's done it now is there's a push day, a pull day, and an upper day. All three of those upper body days start with
tricep.
either. I haven't done the upper day yet because I only started like halfway through this week.
Yeah.
But pretty much each kind of upper body day, we're starting with biceps or triceps or both.
Yeah. Okay.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
computer.
Sorry, what was
Sorry, my cat's jumping on my computer. But
that?
every time I'm doing check-ins and it boots me out of like shit. Like he just muted everything then.
menace. All right. What's your favorite off-plan meal? If you have a favorite off-plan meal.
This is the thing. I don't eat off plan. That's what I mean. Like
Ah,
I'm like a
surely there's
robot.
something.
I'm like a robot. Look. And being a diabetic,
Oh, you
I love white
diabetic?
flour. Yeah, I've been
Right.
a diabetic for 20 years.
No shit.
Yeah. I love chocolate. I absolutely. You should have seen the amount of chocolate I ate after
For sure.
nationals. Um, but like I can't go and eat pizza and all this burgers because it doesn't impact me just for like like I'm not like a regular person where like your body adjusts and it can bring blood sugar levels back. My
Mm.
blood sugars are impacted 24, 48 hours, even 3 days later, depending on how much I eat. So
Mm.
I'm so content with a steak and potato steak and rice. I can bring my own rice, whatever, my
Yeah.
own potatoes, veggies. That's so
Yeah.
good for me.
Yeah. That's crazy. So after the show, when you ate all that chocolate, did you have to use insulin?
Oh yeah, so I'm using so like and because I am a diabetic, I need insulin. Yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, that was a lot. That was a
Yeah, I
lot.
was gonna say how much chocolate? What was the chocolate to insulin ratio?
So um, it was like those big like Toblerones,
Oh yeah.
and then a full like Lindt dark chocolate, like like the big like
Yeah.
blocks. Couple of small packs of like Easter eggs that I save, like the mini eggs and shit like that. A box of roses.
My
And
God, is this all in one sitting?
yes. So I was one sitting. I'm like, yeah.
Fucking
And then I
hell.
was like, all right. I was like, all right, okay. I'll eat like some rice and like mince and like banana and stuff. And then I was all right. And then we went out for dinner and got a steak, and that was good. And then we were walking back past the Coles, and like the Coles, like the things that you, like the chocolate things that you scoop out.
Yeah.
Drop like $40 on just dumb shit like in there, like full like I couldn't pack up. I couldn't pack any more in there. And then I obviously ate some as you do, as like you put them in the
You put them
bag.
in the bag, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there was a lot. And then after that, I'm like, yeah, like I tapped out. Like this time.
Sounds like your favorite off-plan meal's chocolate.
Yeah. But like I can't like I I I really can't afford to do that because it's just like not good.
Too much of a risk. It's a health risk. It's a health risk. Honestly,
Yeah.
it sounds like it's a health risk to anyone, really. But
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
all
Oh,
right, best seasoning for your meals. So, like, what's your favorite seasoning to put on a meal? Oh, you
Light
said
salt.
salt and pepper.
Light salt, baby.
Uh,
Only 1 gram of it, but at the moment.
only 1 gram of light salt.
Only 1 gram I've been advised. So,
Yeah,
but no, out of all seriousness, I do love like a ketchup,
yeah.
and I really like Nando's I think it's like a chili jam.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like that's pretty good. It was half price the other day, so I bought like 6 of them. I'm like, motherfucker, I'm gonna go through that. But yeah. I'd probably say that, and then like just a salt and pepper. Yeah.
Yeah. Spoon or a fork?
Forever or for a particular meal?
Forever.
Spoon.
Spoon. What do you know? Okay, spoon or a fork for just like, say, like chicken and rice or like mince and rice or whatever. You want
Always.
spoon?
Yeah, there's something not quite right up there if you're using a fork. I don't
Yeah, you
care.
know what?
Yeah,
I can't use a fork for rice. How do you pick up the rice at the
yeah,
end?
no, I can't. That's no spoon.
Spoon all the way. And then in prep, big spoon or little spoon? Do you use a teaspoon in
Still
prep?
big spoon because it's just annoying. It's
Mm.
just annoying. Like you can't fit much. Like yeah, always big spoon. Always big spoon.
Man, I got to a point in prep where I was using chopsticks. I was like,
I've
slow me
heard
down.
that before.
Slow me down.
Bro, chopsticks. Like I can't do them,
Oh, I can't either. I'm fucking useless with them. That's why it was good.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
All right. What's your go-to pre-workout meal?
I've always been like a white rice and like some isolate, like make like I call it the sludge.
Yeah.
So everyone knows like the whey drip or whatever
Yeah,
bullshit or
yeah.
whatever. And I just mix rice with it, and it's like rice pudding,
Yeah.
and that's been the go-to for the past God knows however long. But currently the boss man's got me on
Sweet
a
potato.
typical bodybuilding meal, just chicken and rice with
Yeah.
some raisins.
One of
I
the
feel like
meals. One of the meals. Sweet potato.
I feel like I'm a bougie motherfucker, with like with like the chicken and rice. It feels so like abnormal to me now.
Yeah. Yeah, he loves it. What about your post-workout meal?
It was the same. It was the
Same.
sludge. And now he's got me on mince, rice, and potato.
Yeah.
And I feel like I don't
This is
know.
a lot of food.
I feel like a normal person almost.
yeah.
All right. Favorite gym you've trained at, if you've trained at many.
I'm a creature of habit with
Yeah.
all aspects of life. I hate changing gyms. I hate going on an adventure to a new gym because
Mhm.
it throws me out. I'm
Yeah.
like, unless I've got the same pieces.
Yeah.
But obviously, Metroflex, the GOAT in
Yep.
Sydney, always has, always will be. However, Melbourne gyms are unreal. I've only been to like a couple. I trained legs traditional, always is a tradition after the show, and just throw yourself into a hole basically. But
Mhm.
into performance, that was hectic.
Yeah.
I had a field day, and funny enough, where Metroflex is actually getting a lot of the pieces there.
Yeah.
Um, So I think there's like 10, 15 pieces. And I'm
Coming
just
to
waiting.
Metroflex.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
shit.
I'm waiting for that Atlantis pendulum, baby.
So good.
I'm just waiting. I'm
Yeah.
just waiting.
Yeah, I train at undefeated and they've got the Atlantis pendulum. It's the best thing
Oh
ever.
yeah, yeah. I think
Doesn't hurt. Doesn't
the
hurt
one that
me. Like
sorry, what was that?
it's like it just doesn't hurt. It's like one of the only pendulums
Yeah,
where I don't feel like I'm in pain.
yeah, I know, I know. Well, we're getting like those exact pieces, so I think like half of them like burn or like whatever. Like they're still, like they're still like the structurally good. But I think from like what happened with like I don't know the whole story about like the whole like
Yeah.
warehouse fire and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's not heavy enough. I feel
Oh,
like it's
the
not heavy enough.
Atlantis.
Yeah, like I thought I full stacked the post show and I was getting like 6, 8 reps.
Yeah,
Like,
you'll probably have to band it.
yeah, I'm gonna have to start banding it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can band it though, which is good. That's the beauty
Okay.
of it. You can band it both ways. So you can band it so it's heavier at the bottom or lighter at the bottom.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, I've
Yeah.
come from a Jim Lico fucking pendulums, and that's a piece of shit. So,
You know, it's even more of a piece of shit, the Watson pendulum.
Oh, fuck me.
oh, have you used the Jim Lico?
Nah, never.
Okay, okay. The way that they've designed it so to brace, you need to pull it towards
Oh,
you,
really?
as if you wouldn't make it push. Like
Push away.
you
Yeah.
need, yeah. Like so to unwrap like the lever, you got to pull it towards you.
Yeah, it's
That's,
fucking stupid as.
That's
that's,
dumb.
Because then when you go, yeah, because then when you're in it, you're like pushing away, you're re-racking it, eh?
Yeah, like I want to be able to push and create some force, not pull it towards me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
it's just
Atlantis
dumb.
one is good for that because the Atlantis one with the handle in front of you, you just like push against the handle.
Yeah, yeah, bro. I had a feel down that.
Yeah. And I
And the
like that it's not like
and
straight up and down,
yeah,
the back pad,
and the Atlantis like the hack squat that you can lift like the pad up
the pad up.
and
Yeah.
make it. I really like that too.
Mm. Yeah. There's a few Atlantis do really good pieces actually.
Mm.
Yeah. All right, sweet. And then obviously, if you had to choose for the rest of your life, free weights or machines?
Machines.
Machines.
I don't really gym any free weights. Matt's got me doing a couple of like free weight stuff.
Have fun. Working with
Sorry.
Matt. Have fun working with Matt. He'll be doing a lot of free weights.
I'm just like, so like I've had a shoulder reconstruction. I won't go into it, but I've always been like machines from like that day onward, and I don't do any. I don't do any until now. A dumbbell lateral, like what the hell is that? Matt's got me doing a dumbbell like reverse fly.
Yep.
Matt, bro, like
Have you got an incline barbell press in there?
I've got an incline Smith.
Oh, you're lucky.
I haven't done Smith machine in God knows how long. It's always been machine. I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, like, are we living in like the 19th century here, or like?
You've got
No, but it's good. Like, it's good. I'm not like, I'm looking forward to it.
Have you got any free weight squatting?
No, he's got me a Smith machine high bar back squat.
Yeah.
I can't even grab the handle, so I got to strap.
Strap them.
Yeah, the strap to like leverage it.
Yeah, and like I recorded a little for him. I'll have to put it up on like the story or whatnot. But it just feels like so. Like it actually feels really, really, really good, but at the same time, like not good. Like I don't feel like I can send it. It feels like I'm always looking around to make sure that I'm not going to like grab like the sides.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. He had me on safety bar squats for a while.
Okay.
And I was doing it for ages. And I said to him, man, we got to fuck these off. I was like, I'm not going to progress on them. I'm just getting too fixated on my form. I'm too fixated on my depth. I'm like, we need to move him. And then he moved me over to Smith machine. And it's been a little bit better, but I still fucking hate it. He won't let me do a machine. I do a pendulum on Monday, but he won't let me do any other squat pattern, like a hack squat. He won't let me do anything instead of the Smith.
Matt, come on, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
He's like, you just need to get strong. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's fair. Like I've always been like a very strong individual, and it's always been like a bit of like a. It's worked well for my upper body, but I think I just need to like just reassess. So like this, I've said to myself, look, time to put the ego aside and stop putting like I wouldn't call it ego, but I wouldn't like it's very so much controlled, but just moving it. And now I'm just like, all right, it needs to be even more controlled, and it needs to be. I need to think about using the muscle. So I've recorded every exercise for the past week, and it's always been like a approximate 3-3-2-1 tempo. Like,
Yeah.
it might be a little bit shorter in like length and range, but like now it is a proper like 3-3-2-1, and
Yeah.
like I'm surprised like I'm still holding up in like some relatively good like weight. But yeah, I'm excited to start pushing some even some like some more load
Yeah.
for sure.
That's good. All right.
For sure.
I reckon we're good there. It's been about an hour, which is always good.
Beautiful.
Thank you for coming on, man. Really do appreciate it.
Having me.
No,
Thanks
it's
for
all right.
having me.
Do you have any well, you've obviously got the new sponsor, so if you want to plug anything, plug away, go for it. And you can...
So it's the day one. These guys fucking rock. Yeah, no, they're really really good. Their products are top tier. I even like, and I like, look, anyone can just join a supplement company and just say that this and that, but their products are so high quality, and they're so well thought out, and they really really do work. So couldn't be more thankful, couldn't be more appreciative of how it happened, all these different things. So yeah, couldn't be more thankful. And then obviously Matt,
Yeah.
I'm this guy. I of course Matt, yeah. So yeah, it's just those two guys. And obviously Metro,
You as
I
well.
can't forget Metro,
You know, the IFBB Pro League.
Oh, thank you, Tony Doherty, and like, no, of
If they put
course
you in
not.
the overall, maybe.
Yeah.
No. It's all fun and games, but look, like the pro league, I feel like it's definitely evolving, and it's definitely setting the standard pretty high and high. And I feel like I definitely want to be that guy that sets the new standard the next time I show up. I felt like I did a pretty good job of that at the season. I mean, at New South Wales, but like I really kind of like want to set the standard of like this is what this is what a super heavyweight bodybuilder should represent, and that's what I really want to do.
Yeah.
That's what I really want to do.
Good.
And it's not that I want to do; it's that I will do.
Yeah.
I will do.
Good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, man. I'm looking forward to seeing you at season C potentially.
100%,
That'll be wild.
100%. It's gonna be good, bro. It's gonna be damn good.
Thanks for coming on, man.
All
Thanks,
right, well,
mate.
thanks, guys. I appreciate you for having me on.
All right.
Yeah.
I really